bothers me is what really bothered me the morning I first heard about Jena 6. And it was the DA who came to that school and told those students that they were not allowed to peacefully protest underneath a tree on public property. That angered me beyond words. And I realized his words that he was going to take their lives with the stroke of his pen. I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. And I knew I had to do something. So I put that message on that board, and I wanted somebody to come out and help me, and the call to action came forth. When I think about what he said about the stroke of a pen, I decided that that's what I'm going to use today when I talk here. The stroke of a pen. And I'm going to take his phrase and I'm just going to put a little twist on it. I want all of us to think about this. We're going to take this pen, our pens, and we're going to take his livelihood, okay? He needs to be disbarred. You hear me? He needs to lose his job because he just doesn't understand. But before we get there, and I don't really want to get anybody upset, but before we go there, let's talk about that superintendent. How could he think that hanging those nooses on those trees were just a childish prank? I just couldn't believe that he thought it was a childish prank and it only deserved 3 days. In school. One of the places that those students should have felt safe. So I think he needs to brush up his resume, all right? Sooner is better than later. Now, going back to the DA and the stroke of his pen, if he doesn't get disbarred and he just resigns, then I believe we can find him some people that he could defend. Let's start with those students that hung those nooses, because I think that was an act of terror. That's a hate crime. There's nobody here in America that doesn't know the history behind that. And if they don't, they need to ask somebody, okay? So we'll start with them. Then we'll go on, because I really think that he violated their civil rights. So he might need to hire his own attorney. All right? Now, who's next? Oh yes, the students that invited those students to a party before the fight and attacked them as soon as they came in. They need him as an attorney, because they need to be brought to justice as well. All right? And then we have that young man who attacked them with a shotgun at the convenience store. And they were charged with theft because they didn't hand the weapon back to him before they left. That just boggled my mind. What? Are you serious? So we got work to do. It's not going to end today. It's just beginning. And I know you feel it because you're here. You may be here right now, but our hearts are down there in Jena, Louisiana. And they wouldn't let them children sit underneath that tree in a gentle, on a peaceful protest. But we're here for them. So you get your pen out, you start working on your typewriters or your keyboards, because we got work to do, okay?